This is the time of year when, for many young people, they were preparing to have graduation parties, prom's already done, last days of school. 6 months ago, there was all types of enthusiasm and planning, looking forward to what this summer would bring in the fall. Here we are now in the midst of a pandemic, and as we celebrate, we still look forward to those who are graduating and celebrating new ways of life and challenges that are ahead, but in a very different way. I think all of us are able to very much look at today's gospel reading and find ourselves clearly in the midst of Jesus' presence. Do not let your hearts be troubled. You have faith in God, have faith also in me. In my Father's house there are many dwelling places. Jesus is preparing a place for each of us. And as he does so, it's the opportunity to realize the love and care that has been put into that preparation. And what type of preparation do we make? Even 4 months ago, our plans would certainly be different than they are right now of what we would do come the fulfillment of the school year, of looking at Mother's Days, at looking at graduations, and how that would unfold. Jesus comes before his disciples who had been following him, seen his teachings, seen the wonders that he worked, and he begins to try to explain to them what they were not looking at, of what ultimately would be happening with him. He tells us he's the way, but oftentimes, like Thomas, we don't know where you are going. How can we know the way? And Jesus tells him and us, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. As we turn to Jesus, and we definitely, hopefully, make time for that prayer, that meditation, which is so important in these days, to reflect on the gifts that Jesus has prepared for us, and how are we following him? Not in the midst of our own plans and thoughts of what we had expected, but realizing as disciples of Christ that the way, the truth, and the life are not necessarily the simple way. In the book of Alice in Wonderland, as she comes to the fork in the road, the Cheshire Cat is in the tree, and she turns and she says, "Which way do I go?" And Cheshire responds, "Where are you going?" "I do not know." Then it doesn't matter. We know where we're going, where we ultimately want to be, and in so doing, we seek to recognize the way to get there is through Jesus. Jesus' love, his grace, his strength, shown his disciples and shows us that no matter what, even death does not conquer, that Jesus conquers death. And in that resurrection that we celebrate in this Easter time, that we, like the disciples, acknowledge Christ in word, in the sacraments, in one another. It's not an easy way, but we know which way we're going. It's not the easy path. But in love and grace we meditate with Christ and look like the disciples for that way, knowing that Jesus' promise helps us. And as we seek to recognize his love this day, that although our plans may have definitely changed, ultimately the way, the truth, and the life is through Christ. And as we journey this day, this weekend, we pray for all moms. We pray for all those who are sick. We face those who are in very large challenges, that God may be with them and they know of his presence. Like Thomas, we may ask, we don't know where you're going. How can we know the way? Jesus is there. Let us turn, hear, follow, and love.